Welcome to Sister Scoot, where we are covering the top 3 Marvel news topics of the week. Starting this week, we've been having quite a bit of news coming out about what characters may or may not be in Doomsday that weren't confirmed by, our very long day of chairs. Oh my gosh, actually, I was said a couple months ago. No, that was a long time ago already. Now,
yeah, it was.
That's a little scary. But we have been getting some news. I know off the top of my head, one of them is the Hulk. Although Mark Ruffalo said he wasn't in Spider-Man either. And so we will see how that one plays out.
I don't trust any of these folks when they tell us they are not in things. I trust them when they tell us they are in things. That I do. I'm like, okay, like, then you are. But when they tell us they're not in things, I'm like, I don't. I'm sorry. Andrew Garfield is the king of all liars. And he just, like, made me not think that any of you were telling the truth. And a lot of people were pointing out Chris Evans said he wasn't in Doomsday either. And like,
True.
Here we are. So yeah, Mr. Ruffalo, we'll see.
Yeah, he was one. They said Ironheart is not going to be. That would shock me because we had her show. We had Mephisto come in her show. I'm pretty sure they also set up at some point, or I actually think we had confirmation after her show aired that she would be in Doomsday. I'm pretty sure we covered that she actually would be. And now they're saying she won't.
Yeah, I feel like we did cover that. This one's a little different in that it's like a rumor, like one of those like insider rumors and not actually Dominique saying anything, one way or the other. So this one take also with a grain of salt, but for a different reason, because I feel like up until Doomsday actually comes out, like everybody's going to be like, oh, this character's in it or that character's in it. And like, I'm sure we're going to get more information when the trailer comes out in a couple of weeks. So like that's the other thing. I honestly am just like, okay, good to know, but I'm not putting any stock in any of this.
Yeah. It feels like the past few days has been a lot of people, and that's the other thing. Why is it all suddenly coming out all at the same time that all these people are supposedly not in Doomsday? I do think with the extent of what Doomsday is going to be, whether it's going to hit it out of the park or not, we'll find out, but we know it's going to be huge. I'm not quite sure I can believe that anybody, you know who I can believe is not going to be in it? She-Hulk. Why? Because we know She-Hulk is pretty much canned as a character right now. Like, that is somebody that if they said She-Hulk won't be in it, I'm like, yes, I know.
That but I believe.
Yeah, everybody else, as far as I'm concerned, is on the board unless 100% like confirmed otherwise by Marvel itself.
100%. I'm right there with you. They're all professional liars, and I say that with love. Like they're just trying to like preserve the mystique for us. So I don't blame them. I just it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's going to be interesting because like especially in terms with Mark Ruffalo, we are going to see him in Spider-Man. In what is that, July? So I think that in and of itself is going to be interesting to see what plays out there and whether that leads into them being in it, because I would assume they are.
Yeah. I don't know how you have Doomsday without Spider-Man and the Hulk, but that's just me.
Yes, exactly. This is some exciting news on our next topic here. Hawkeye Season 2 looks like it could be moving forward, but the focus instead would be on Kate Bishop. I don't think this is entirely shocking. I think, one, that just kind of makes sense to kind of move the torch to Kate in it of itself. But also, I mean, there's been some off-screen things that have been happening that in it of itself creates things. It would be interesting, though, because as of right now, Haley Steinfeld is pregnant. So timeline-wise, I don't think we're looking at any time soon.
Well, to be fair, if they're still in pre-production, that's another good few months. So probably, like, she's pretty far along, it looks like, in her pregnancy. So
she's around 5 months.
Yeah, they could probably start filming within the next 7 or 8 months, which isn't that bad. I know it's like not like immediate, but depending on where they are in the pre-production process anyway, like that could be right on timeline. I know, isn't she also working on she was working on the new Spider-Verse film as well? So she's definitely still working right now, and she'll probably want to take some time
Hawkeye
off.
Is just a little more
physical. Yeah, for sure.
She's also voice acting in Spider-Man, which is very different
Fair. All my point saying though is like if you're looking at a pre-production schedule, it might actually work out timing wise perfectly by the time she actually gives birth and then is ready to kind of resume. But yeah, I totally echo your thoughts on kind of moving or giving the torch or whatever. I'm butchering that
Passing
phrase.
The torch.
Thank you. Passing the torch from, Renner's version of the character to hers. I think we all kind of expected that in season 1, and we're a little surprised that he was kind of the focal point the way that he was. But I think now that we know that, supposedly still the Young Avengers are coming / champions, but more of them even are on the board than when season 1 obviously premiered. And we're really starting to build out that roster a lot more since that 2021. I think this will really be the perfect time, especially given, like you mentioned, some of the off the screen stuff that was going on, to really kind of make that transition for her to be the next iteration of Hawkeye, full stop. Nobody's back there also owning the mantle.
Yeah. And listen, I mean, I think I don't speak, or I think I should say, I speak for a lot of us who have been saying we would enjoy a second season of Hawkeye. It was, in my opinion, still to this day, one of the better shows that have come out in the past, now coming on 5 years. And so I do think, we've kind of been looking forward to the opportunity of it happening. I do think we were shocked that Jeremy Renner was in it as, Clint Barton for, or really the focus was on him as predominantly as it was, when I think we did expect a little bit more of a clear passing of that torch, as we said. So I would really like to see that focus shift a little bit and then allow us to, really delve into her and what she's going to look like as the next Hawkeye, especially as you pointed out. I think so far rumors have it sounding more like the Champions is the team name they're going with them. But, she's already been recruited by, Kamala. Like, we want to see her. We want to see Kate Bishop, and we want to see somebody who might be one of our leaders of the Champions. So I am excited about this news. It's been a rumor for a while, not even rumored. It's just been talked about a lot for, the past couple years. And I'm excited if it's going to be moving forward now.
100%.
All right. Another great update. This excites me. Actually, we just talked about this. Just talked about this. So last week we talked about how Jessica Jones will be moving forward, getting her own content in the MCU now. Well, seems like, I almost said Luke. Well, yes, Luke Cage, but it's Will Colter, right?
Mike Colter.
Mike, why do I always want to say Will? That's why I want to double check. Okay.
I don't know. Colter. Maybe you're like deep in Stranger Things land still. I don't know.
Yeah. My brain, it doesn't work with names for some reason. He is giving an update on Luke Cage returning to Marvel. And I don't think we're shocked by this, because we kind of are expecting him in Daredevil season 2 a little bit, let alone, with Jessica Jones coming back, at least in her show. Or, hey, even better yet, I'd love him to be able to get his show back as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's so many opportunities with him coming back. I think if you rank the shows, his is definitely, in terms of the Netflix shows, his is definitely one of the better ones. It's really good. I thought it was exceptionally well done. I got really into it when I was going through my whole Defenders universe watch series, if you will. I loved that show. And so I'm super excited. He's basically said I've talked to the studio and hey, I could be coming back in the short term. I personally think the first time we're going to see him is in Daredevil season 2. I don't know how, or Born Again season 2. I don't know how you're going to, have the stakes that you're going to have in the city of New York with Mayor Fisk. And you saw him trying to start to put a team together at the end of season 1. We now know that Jessica Jones is back, strongly hinting that she's going to be a part of that team. Why wouldn't he call upon the other defenders that he knows to also help him? So I think it's not a very far leap in logic to be able to say he's probably going to make at least a cameo in season 2, if not, basically reuniting the defenders, which I thought their chemistry as a group of 4 was fantastic. I loved it. So I would love to see that. But then to your point, he could continue into the potential Jessica Jones show that's maybe being in development, and play up some of that storyline of they're married in the comics. They did have some romantic relations in her show, but it didn't last very long. I would love to actually see them get to explore that and that very famous coupling. and then potentially even have, to your point, his own show. So there are so many options for him to come back to expand upon his character and the relationships, especially with some of the other characters. I really want to see him and Jessica like go through and actually get married and do all of that, because I don't think we do that very well in the MCU, like playing up some of these like canonical couples and actually like exploring what it looks like to be a superhero married couple. And I think that would be super fun to be able to actually do that with them. So that is my like big hope, beyond just like the fact that I think Mike Colter is amazing at the role and like would absolutely kill a return.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. I actually think Luke Cage was my probably favorite show out of the Defenders universe. I don't know what it was about it, but I was really into it, and I think I watched the first season in like a day and a half. Like,
it's so good.
It is. It's really good, and I just flew through it. It just drew me in. So I'm excited to see him come back. I mean, let's be real. I think as of last March, I guess by the time we wrapped the show, like May, we were all already thinking it. We all kind of saw the direction we were thinking it would go. I mean, just them bringing back Daredevil the way they did, I think we all assumed there would be a continuation of the Defenders universe to some capacity. I mean, the casting was amazing, and I don't think there's any reason to do away with that at all and try again or anything of that nature. So I am excited for this. To your point, there's a lot of content still left out there. I think Marvel has the opportunity to really run with these characters in a different way, and I would like to see it happen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope we can just keep going with the Defenders, because it was Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Netflix may have started it, but Marvel's got the opportunity to finish it, and I want to see what they do with these characters in particular.
For sure.
All right. Well, that has been Sister Scoop for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys are joining us next week as we cover 3 more Marvel news topics for whatever's going to come down the pike. And on the podcast side, make sure you guys are going to listen, because we are starting. I know we've been hinting at it, but we literally are now starting our Wonder Man coverage with our predictions episode. So make sure you guys are going to check that out. And all of those episodes will be dropping in one day. So be prepared, because Marvel's coming at us with a lot of content. But until next week, we'll see you guys. Bye.